So, definitely hoping y'all can't see me, but also, how about I do this? How about it? What's that gonna do? Not much. But yeah, I'm feeling anxious because, well, I'm not gonna say what it's because of, I don't know, but I was definitely feeling anxious after I ate some food from somewhere that I usually eat from. You know, after you eat it, maybe a first time or a second time or whatever, and it might be good to you or whatever, you don't taste whatever may be wrong with it. So this time, everything was good like usual. It's just the chili, I could tell, was a little, it was just one of them chilies that seemed like it just come out the can or whatever, as opposed to like homemade. But, yeah, so that was different or whatever. Food was still good. But that, and my son's going to go outside, and then I watched a video on YouTube. Yeah, I watched a video on YouTube by a girl that I usually watch as of lately. Dropping stuff and everything. But yeah, by a girl that I usually watch lately. Nowadays. And we were talking about I'm trying to make sure my water is perfect for me. But it was talking about okay. Make sure I got that walkie-talkie near me, because even though I'm in the shower, I still got to have the walkie-talkie near, just in case. Or my kids. Here it is. Ooh, and let me find out these darn ants. These ants still, big ants still getting in here, or still in here. I guess I should have shook this. Put my toe down there. I should have shook this out a little bit, because them ants definitely trying it. I just seen one of them crawling on this tablet. But yeah, I watched Old Girl, but I'll be watching I don't mean to be calling people old girl, but I watch the girl I be watching on there. Speak more to Hebrew Israelites, but I always like the message. I don't consider myself a Hebrew Israelite. I just consider myself. There was a time when somebody wanted like to induct me into that, I guess, or whatever. If that's a thing, induct or engraft. So yeah, that or whatever. I started feeling anxious, but like I said, I like the message. The parts of the message that I feel like I can share. I shared it on my Facebook page. Just like paraphrase or whatever, and reference the scripture that she had in there, which is, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing. She's doing word based, but it's just something about how it's about skin color or whatever as being the serpent seed, or like other skin color, or as she said, the other species of mankind are serpent seed and this and that. And it just doesn't settle with me or resonate with me, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't even want to say it don't sit well with me, because, honey, I feel like I can make it sit well. That's, you know, and I feel like if I wanted to have, like, hatred or strong dislike towards white people, which I don't really care for them like that, but I'm not in the hatred type thing. Like, I don't hate white people. None of them have given me personally and directly a reason to hate them. Not even the ones, not even some of the worst ones when I was in the, when I did not have to, but when I did that 5 days or whatever in the jail cell, in the suicide watch type stuff. Even the worst ones, it wasn't about her skin color. I don't think it was more so about the spirit that was within her. Because some other white folks was straight. Some of the black folks I looked at sideways like, honey, like, you know what I'm saying? I question. Some of them seem too far gone to me. But anyway, so that's just my experience or whatever. So that's why I just asked God to reveal to me, is it, you know what I'm saying? Something else that I need to know. But that's the part that I don't agree with. She talked about indigenous black people and stuff like that. I started feeling anxious, like I said, after I ate the food. And I don't like to feel anxious after I eat nobody's food or no food, period. I just like to feel relaxed and good or whatever. So I definitely did come get in the shower. Shower helps me to relax and calm down and put things in perspective at times. My kids are outside, so that helps me as well. As like, I just want to chill out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to make this like a rest or a relaxed day, but it might have to be that. I already woke up from a dream that I be yet and still saying, like, I want y'all to see out my dreams, but in this dream, you know, somebody was seemingly helpful to me. So I'm like, I don't want to shun that one. And, you know, shun whatever help for myself or my children. Because sometimes if I dream about myself, you know, it very well may be about my daughter as well. So anyway, I'm going to write that off. Let me check on my son again. Just checking on y'all. Y'all all right? Only heard one person. Where's the other? Doing something on the what?
Where's my homework and the fight? Yes, I'm okay.
Alright. Well, I mean, I get on their nerves with this, but it don't matter. It's, you know, we don't have a two-parent household physically. Honestly, we have better than a two-parent household. Because I got God watching over my kids. I don't have him, sorry. He allowed me to watch over his what he created and allowed me to carry and burn, you know. But I'm just doing it in a very unique way. So, yeah. Because I don't have a male present. It's me on these walkie-talkies, even in the shower, honey. And before this, I didn't have it. My daughter was here, so of course she could keep an eye if they went outside. But a lot of times, my sons didn't go outside up until here recently. You know, they got older or whatever. My youngest son, he probably been going outside since he was like 4 or 5 on a consistent basis, just knowing, hey, I want to go outside. I ain't finna sit in here all the time. It's something more to do than just sit in the house. Now, as of lately, my older son is starting to kind of, I don't want to say follow, but kind of sort of follow his lead. But yeah, the main thing is I don't like feeling anxious or whatever. I just said the food's good. That will not be me ordering. I mean, and the food is honestly almost great, but I won't be ordering from there. It'll probably be a long time. I don't want to say it's ever, but I'm definitely going to say it's a long time. It's just time to just, my money don't need to be invested over there or whatever. At least at the time. For the time being, I've invested a lot of money. And, again, still trying to, like, get back, I guess, like, neutralized from me not getting the, opportunity that I set out to get this week. So, yeah. That part. Of course, still missing my daughter, so I am about my daughter. Seeing these mothers on the news who have lost their kids and they have not gotten it. It hasn't been resolved. It's a cold case. And they steady just upping, you know, amounts of reward money if you have a tip or anything like that. And I've said it before, I was like, I don't want no GoFundMe money, nothing like that as a replacement for my kids' lives. I just don't. As a replacement or just as a, you know, y'all offering that afterwards because you didn't do all that you could have done while the child or the children, where did it go? While the children are, trying to get this ant out of here. But yeah, while the kids are alive and well, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I see that often. And my thing is, I do have an understanding, kind of similar to like what I just posted on Facebook. You produce with the serpent seed or with the, another. You produce in a way that God did not design for you to reproduce. She said that she's like, they can grow up to become your oppressor or, enslave you. Shit, I almost feel like I'm on the damn verge of my kids trying to enslave me or make me, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, I guess I'm at the place in a position where I'm like, at this point, honey, I don't mind it. One thing about it, my kids might not make sure I get everything, but they'll make sure, I feel like they'll make sure I eat. They'll make sure, I might have somewhere to lay my head. That might be about it. But some people, I don't know what their kids will do to them, honey. But, what was I gonna say? But yeah, she was just like, you produce with certain seed, and as she called it, the other species of mankind. That's why, I'm just careful. I paraphrase it or whatever, because I understand the message, but I don't necessarily get where she's coming from as far as, I guess, like the skin color. Then she spoke about albinoism and stuff like that. I'm trying to get this stuff out of this tub. It's not working. I'm not scared of this ant or anything. I think it's about dead anyway, but I just still want it out. Okay. Yep, down the drain you go, baby. But yeah, talking about albinoism and stuff like that, and it almost made me wonder, is light skin a form of albinoism? Like, I know you came from two black parents, but light skin is almost close to albino, just without some of the other, I guess, like, stigmas that supposed to come along with it or whatever. So it's making me doubt, second guess, and think again. But anyway, so yeah. Got in here so I can calm down. Like people say, woosah, or that cough ain't been with me like that lately. It's been trying to go away, which I thank God for. But yeah, she had a very interesting message. And the mixture of that with the food, and then my son's going outside, and I was kind of like ready for them to go out, get out the house, and not. And see, that almost indicates you ready for them to grow up and be relieved. I'm not, because I definitely don't want my sons to not have a personal relationship with me and, my daughter and stuff like that. But I really have not gotten any me time since I've had them. Especially I had the boys. Now, before, when I just got my daughter, I definitely got some me time, which I just wasn't, to me, I wasn't using it wisely. I wasn't utilizing it like I should have. There was other opportunities available for me, and I didn't. What's all that noise?
What did you say?
I said, what's all that yelling noise? Okay, I guess he's chasing him. It almost made my stomach turn. Yeah, because I seen a video of a 3-year-old or toddler getting attacked by a coyote on the beach or whatever. There was 2 women there. They was watching over the kids. Like, even in that setting, that wasn't black people. Where are the men at? That's what it makes me say. Why is it always a woman got to be sitting there with a child? Why ain't no man sitting there too, able to enjoy it? And honestly, these was white folks, and not all white folks is not in poverty. But the ones that are impoverished, they still got to do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it's like a sexist type thing. It's more than it's a racist type thing to me. I don't know if it just began as a racist thing, or if it began as a sexist thing, and then I don't know. And even she said something in the video. She said they have changed the definition of racist so you can be deceived about what true racism really is. And I'm like, man, you know, if I was to delve deep in that, that's just too much. It's like that's above that's over my head. But it really sounds like it makes sense. But that's what I see all around me, is more so the women and the mothers, and even my own so-called mom. She said it before. My thing is, it's mainly on the mother. It's the mother responsibility. That's when I was like, wait a minute now. If that's what you're saying, let me flip that hoe. And y'all gonna know it. These women are not just taking full responsibility for these kids. I'm gonna say this: as much as these, what was I trying to say? It's almost like you should only care about your kids as much as the daddy care about the seed that he spit out into you. And I know that kind of sounds harsh, but if they don't give a damn, you better not give a, you know. So, and that do not, now I don't want nobody to get it wrong and start out here neglecting their kids and just be like, oh well, you know, but I do kind of want people to think about that attitude and maybe, you know, think about that mindset, because it's like, how you gonna care about, you know, this is the man that you're connected to have this child. How you gonna care more about? And yeah, you carry the child in your body, and that's, you know, so you gonna have that connection. That's just period. That's just divine. That's just how God designed it. But you mess around and you caring about some kids that's gonna, baby, stress you out. Stress you out. And no, that's not it. So that's what I'm on today. That's what I'm on right now. Like, that don't mean that I don't love my kids. I love my kids, baby. God knows I love mine to the fullest, that I did dedicate their lives back to him to the point where I can't necessarily relax like I want to, but it's like the fact that my daughter is not in my household and I'm not over here, like, I'm not going crazy over that. I'm feeling anxious about some food that I just ate and a message that I just heard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm on. So, as far as my daughter, think about her every day, but I do not be over here hyperventilating. My son's there outside right now. I'm in the shower, baby. Walkie-talkie right here. But I'm not finna, like, have to double work myself and stuff like that. I guess that's what I mean. I'm not finna put in the work that, oh, I'm mama and dad. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You got a heavenly father, number one. You got a mother, and then you got a father that, you know, he needs to be held accountable. And I always say, it don't matter their location. Held accountable. Held accountable without delay. I don't care what location he may be at. Maybe getting ready to prop his feet up, feeling like he made it, feeling like whatever the case may be. No, baby, you got children that you chose to drop off in somebody's, maybe call it pocketbook, but you chose to use your hot dog to drop off in they hamburger buns. So yeah, you need to take care of your kids. You need to be held accountable, and that's just on a period. Like I'm telling you, it's a lot of females out here that be like, nah, I got mine and this, that, and the third. And really, that's what the boys and so-called mom said. Boys and so-called dad, mom, because I am their mom, I ain't their so-called mom, but the boys and so-called dad's so-called mom or mom, whatever, said. And at the time, I definitely understood her plight.
Mailman, I don't know if they're coming over here, but I see the mailman.
Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be something in there, but it's not for me, but okay. But anyway, see, my kid's going to tell me about the mailman coming, this, that, and the third. I ain't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want them trying to tell me about that, but that's what's going on here. If anybody ever needed to know, which I don't feel like it's anybody's business to know how I'm running my household. That somebody else left me behind to run on my own or whatever. But anyway, so yeah. Yeah, I understood her plight or whatever, how she felt, because when somebody rejects you and your child, like, nah, that ain't my child, or let somebody else tell them, you feel upset, and you're like, what? And this nigga know I laid down with him, and he know that it's a, you know what I'm saying, even if it was a possibility that it was somebody else's. Oh, it's still a strong possibility that it's his. So at least, you know what I'm saying? Even if you want to just be man enough to get tests done. This one got tests done on both of my kids. Why? I don't know. They both look like him. Well, I do know why. It's because his relatives was going back telling him. So that's what seed he got in his heart. When he wasn't around here, which he was the only one that was around here, and the main one that was, who was the only one here wasn't the main or, you know what I'm saying, but he was here often. I'm getting loud now. Now they back in. He was here often. But he allowed his so-called bloodline relatives to tell him, oh, you know, to put something else in his heart and in his mind. So like, oh yeah, you might want to get a test. Then they had the audacity and the boldness to even ask me, when y'all getting a test back, girl, you need to lick the bottom of my shoe at this point. At that point in time, that was 10 years ago, but definitely at this point, girl, you need to bow down. Like, and I'm not asking nobody to worship me, but I'm just saying, you need to bow down. You need to stay in your, that's the time you should have stayed in your place, stayed in your lane. You did not. Y'all was running back trying to tell him certain stuff. He was talking, telling his so-called dad, who was going back whispering stuff to other people. Like, I know the whole rundown, so don't try to play me. But yeah, baby, 99.99999 plus more. It's 100%. These kids is yours. It ain't no other. It was just no other way. So, and then of course they come out looking just like it. So yeah, hold them is responsible and accountable. Because I see too many females just in jail either because they just, or in prison or whatever, because they done killed the kids, they did something, you know what I'm saying, because they trying to take on too much of a responsibility. And you would think just one kid is okay. No, honey, my daughter was a handful before I even knew. But, you know what I'm saying, and it was just her with the dad that she has. And then, of course, my boys come along, they got the same dad. And then I just seen something mentioned about, it was a lady who killed her husband or whatever. I think her name was Michelle Williams or something like that. Greg Williams was her husband. And she had 3 kids, 3 different fathers. I don't know, something like that. But I just heard the mention of, oh, she got 3 kids, three different baby daddies, and like, or 3 different husbands or whatever, you know, for the white community oftentimes. I just heard somebody come in the door. Who's in the house?
He was in the house.
Stephanie, where's your walkie-talkie?
I have it right now.
Okay, I just wanted to know who was in and where y'all at. Alright. So anyway. So yeah, I mainly just wanted to get in here, I guess, to kind of vent about that. But yes, women and females in prison. I seen one girl putting her baby up under the water, under a water spout and stuff like that, trying to show the dad. And it was like, if you have any care or concern. But a lot of these dads want these females to go down, go to prison or whatever, and they don't be associated. Guess what? They still gonna go off living their life. I seen another one like that. It's a white man who had kids with black women or black women in general, and then he went off, and finally I think he's with a white woman now. But like 2 of his kids are dead that was with black women. Maybe with the same woman, I think. Ain't no way. So it's basically like, I can go over here and do this and play a little bit. Or I'm in that situation. I'm just looking at like, oh, I can go over here and play a little bit. You know, if she let the kids die off or something happen to the kids in her care, then I ain't got no association with it. All I can do is cry these tears for the people and look. Oh hell no, the devil is a lie. Nah, where the daddies at so they can be watching over their kids, even when their so-called great aunt was over here, which is, you know, his so-called aunt, sitting across the street, running back, trying to tell everything. Oh, her kid's getting in the street, this, that, and the third. Well, her son getting in the street. Instead of them, you are bloodline, family, and relatives. You didn't think to help before you decide to call and tell him. That lets me know what you're saying. You don't give a damn about him. You definitely don't give a damn about his kids. Okay? Understandable. Thank you for making it known to me. You know what I'm saying? So that way I will not even be trying to try and feel like y'all care anything about them. So, in that aspect, I will. But in other aspects, it's like, you know, I'm not going to stress myself, hurt myself, but stress myself out. And not even that they, but he ain't stressing himself out. he trusting somebody. Now I have to make sure I'm trusting and putting my trust in God. For me personally, because I don't know who he put his trust in. He just, to me, it feel like he throw caution to the wind. Now I can't be a whole damn fool ass idiot out here and say I can't give a damn about the kids because he don't. But I'm trying to tell you, it be them sometimes them mindsets. But like, Lord, in this moment right here, if you don't give me the strength to do what it is that you allowing me to do, gracing me to do, then I know that it's in your hands. And sometimes you feel like you got to say whether they live or whether they die. And that's my thing. I don't want to, I don't want to say that. I'm like pretty much scared to say that, but I'm just feeling like, Lord, you already know whether they're going to live or die anyway. And, how long the lifespan and everything is and all that good stuff. So, I wish I could turn this around because I'm definitely done with the shower, but I'll just do like this. Let's see something. I got a lot going on in here. There's another blue bag sitting on the kitchen floor. I need somebody to come and throw it in that green trash, please. Ain't nobody responded back, but maybe they will. Did somebody hear me?
Yes, we heard you.
Okay. So yeah. So now, I'm gonna just, even though I'm gonna turn y'all this way, even though the camera screen is actually facing that way, whatever. Anyway, that's pretty much all I had to say. Got in the shower and I just felt anxious about it or whatever. I wanted to speak on that. But because they're making for females and women to live a terrified life of whether whether something's gonna happen to the kids or not, and then turn around and you be stressed out. You can't even enjoy. I ask God to renew me, rejuvenate me, even now. If I live to see it, as far as my kids getting old enough to do their own thing. At I say even the earliest of ages, but I want it age appropriate. God knows their age appropriate timing. Society, of course, says 16, 18, 21. God knows, there's kids in other countries that mature sooner than that. And honey, they out there hunting, fishing, this, that, and the third, building stuff at that age. You know what I'm saying? So it's just us seems like it's us that's coddling our kids or whatever and keeping them small. And again, not that they're an adult by that age, because of course you need to still develop your adult mindset and your maturity, but just help us not to stunt their growth. Help me specifically not to stunt my kids' growth, because I'd be so terrified, and you want to still baby them and stuff like that. But and I don't let my kids do entirely too much, but I have been allowing them to go ahead and try some stuff because I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be like that one that was like, oh, girl, he can't pick out a cake, and he was 20 years old. He can't go to the store and pick out a cake. What? So it was just stuff like that. But he can smoke a blunt, but he can drive my car when I need him to go somewhere. And he ended up getting caught and end up by the law and stuff. But he can't pick out a cake for his own child. What? That's why I needed for his mammy to stay out of stuff and move on. And see, for me, it would have, to me, I feel like it would have been better had he just joined in earlier on trying to take care of our daughter. But I don't know. I'm not going to say it's going to be harder on him. You got to carry her. One thing, you don't have to physically carry her around because she's not a baby and this, that, and third. She can walk on her own. But it's still stuff that kids got to learn. And so, again, I don't know what's going on in the location and stuff that my daughter is in. I know hopefully she is still ever learning and will come into the knowledge of truth. Not never not ever coming into the knowledge of truth. But yeah, but as far as her so-called dad, I just feel like, of course, he's trying to learn from her and pick up stuff from her as well, things that she learned through me and from this side and stuff like that. But I don't know. I guess even the new stuff that she's able to with her natural mind pick up. And I really hope that she's blocking him from that, from like siphoning certain stuff from her. Cause they will try to suck you dry, drain you dry. Me as a mom, you know what I'm saying? I did try to catch on and learn stuff that my kids was learning or whatever, but I was not trying. I knew my limitations, that I'm not trying to drain or drain my children. I want to learn. If they, like, let's just say they trying to teach me something and I can't grasp it the first or the second time, baby, I'm not finna wear my kids out trying to get them to, oh no, just work with me. Now, in certain areas, I do want them to be more patient in with me, but that's not how it's supposed to go. So basically, I was drained in some type of way. my my grandma, when she was living, my so-called mom and stuff like that. I remember helping my so-called mom with, college work and stuff like that, when I could have been focusing on my own college education. I had a child at the time. I had two children at the time. My son was just born, and I was trying to go do the schooling online, and I was trying to live my life with their so-called dad. And so that brought about some interference, but I shut that down. Like, I literally, when I couldn't do it no more, she paid me like $40 to do an assignment. Honey, I don't even know if I completed the assignment. I wasn't trying to be funny or mean or anything, but I was like, this is too much for me. I can't do it. No, I'm not offering the money back, because thank you, appreciate it. Maybe somewhere deep inside, I felt like you already owe me this money anyway. But I'm not saying that's how I felt like that. But I'm like, you as my so-called mom, run me that. You know what I'm saying? I need that anyway. But after that, I had to stop. And, of course, she stopped paying me or whatever. But she ain't asked me to do no more assignments. I had to stop. Because I'm not going to overwhelm myself. I'm not going to overwhelm myself. Something just caught my eye. The time it was or whatever. I'm just not. Then for her so-called neighbor next door, she was trying to get a job somewhere or whatever. She was going to be the one working the job, getting the money. Now, granted, I could have probably benefited in some way from her maintaining a certain job or whatever and bringing some money in, but she was utilizing my brain cells, because she asked me to complete like the online portion of it, and I had to stop. Somebody called, and that phone call was like divine to me. She claimed I was just gossiping. I'm like, honey, this is therapeutic. You don't know if this is the you don't know if this is the let me tell him to be careful. Ooh. Okay, just be really careful. But anyway, you don't know if this is the thing, the conversation that I need for me to stay calm and not bust you upside your head. Oh, y'all ain't doing it, but just gossiping. And I'm like, it don't matter what I chose to do. The main thing is, the right thing I chose to do was stop, because that would have overwhelmed me. That would have, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to be sitting here doing. This is what I prefer to do. And at the age that I was, which I was in my early 20s, it was my so-called homegirl calling. I'm gonna choose to do this. So if I expect my own people to allow me to be a child, or that, not I was grown, but of course, what I'm saying, a younger person, I damn sure expect you as an older so-called neighbor to allow me to live out my years. You're not gonna take my years from me. So anyway, after that, honey, she was mad for so long, and I was just like, well, you should. I was asking her for forgiveness, but I really was like advising her to forgive, because girl, you need to let that go. You don't know if that might not have been the job for you. I don't know whether she got it or not, but you don't know if that might not have been the job for you, and it might have just been sparing you. But anyway, so it's just stuff like that I just be like, I don't know what y'all trying to do, but yeah, but that message was good. That message coupled with the food I ate, like I said, the food was good, especially the hot dog I got, and then I had a salad that I was able to put these. Chick-fil-A gives you these tomato things, tomato crispies in their salads, and I love those things. So I had me some of the salads. I didn't eat them; they kind of went bad, so I used them for this salad today. And they gave me some very jumbo. They was barely like, they wasn't cooked all the way for me. They was still that chewy type of consistency, which I like mine cooked, baby. They can shrink a little bit, but That, a salad. I had some okra. The okra, the way it was breaded is not good, and I knew it before I ordered it, but I still did it anyway. Just crazy. And then I did that so I can get a little bit of Bitcoin, because yesterday I ordered some food and I ended up not getting my right amount of Bitcoin. Oh my God, that pissed me off so bad, because I like to get my little Bitcoin and